Season 9 of the Springfield Battle League is finally approaching. This season is going to be vastly different from Season 8. We've got some new coaches this season and a total of 24 teams. Additionally, on top of all of the Pokemon that were available last season, we've got 19 new legendaries joining the list of available Pokemon. Most importantly, each team will have up to 2 designated Terra captains and the rest cannot Terra. With such a large number of teams this season, drafting was tricky. The first overall pick has to wait 46 selections for their second pick, and that happened to be me this season. With the ability to select any Pokemon I wanted to build around, I chose Diancie with the first pick and chose it to be my first Terra captain. Diancie has one of the most broken signature moves in Diamond Storm, a strong and accurate spread move that has a 50% chance to give a +2 to defense each time it hits. Paired with Body Press, it can become an unstoppable threat in no time at all. It's got a great offensive typing and the perfect stats to thrive in Trick Room, with monster defenses and a low speed stat. I'm very excited to use it and think it has great potential. Next up, I knew I needed a bulky water type to support Diancie, resisting its quad weakness to steel and healing it with Life Dew. I would have loved to bring Blastoise back to the team, but it got taken in the second round, so I went with my Milotic. My Milotic is very well rounded. It's super bulky and can support the team with moves like Life Dew, Icy Wind, and Chilling Water, but still hits hard enough to be a big threat to opposing fire, ground, and rock types. And it's one of the few water types to keep Scald going into Generation 9. It has a move that gets the best of both worlds. A strong stab option that can also cripple opposing physical attackers. Immediately after my second pick, I had a choice to make. I could take a Pokemon I thought was probably safe, but if it got sniped, my whole plan would fall apart. Or I could take the Pokemon I thought would likely get taken and would be great for filling an important role. Ultimately, I went with the first option. It looked like a couple of other snow teams were popping up, so I picked Abomasnow. Abomasnow has very much been slept on, mostly thanks to Alolan Ninetales, but I think its type synergy and stats are much better for my team. Of course, its main role is to set up snow and put up Aurora Veils to keep Diancie alive, but it also has the ability to output a surprising amount of damage and spam blizzards that will freeze my opponents. Unfortunately, the next time it was my turn to pick, that second option from before had been taken, that being Moltres. So I put the idea of a quick, speed-controlling fire-type special attacker on the back burner for the moment. There was still a Pokemon that I thought was a perfect fit available here, so I went ahead and took Galarian Slowking. Galarian Slowking is another piece that supports the rest of the team very well. Defensively, it resists the poison types and fighting types that will be gunning for Diancie and my ice types respectively. It also gives me another option to set Trick Room if I want a more offensive set on Diancie. And, with the signature move Chilly Reception, I have another option to set up Snow and pivot out to regenerate health. Offensively, it actually hits quite hard and has valuable offensive stats. Under Trick Room, Slowking will be a threat to do all kinds of things. Before I talk about my next pick, I want to mention that the free trade period immediately following the draft was the most chaotic one I have ever experienced. Almost every team in the league is fairly different from what they looked like at the end of the draft. That being said, I originally took Furret with my 5th pick, but over the course of the next couple days, Furret turned into Pyroar, who is returning to the team from Season 5. Pyroar gives me the fast fire type special attacker I wanted earlier. It doesn't get any speed control options, but for only 10 points, it's actually quite fast and hits fairly hard. For my next pick, I really wanted a fighting type with Fake Out, Coaching, and Inner Focus. I originally drafted Mienshao to fill this role, but over the course of the free trade period, Mienshao became Charizard, then Charizard became Magmortar, and finally, I traded Magmortar for Electivire. Electivire won a championship in Season 7 with the Snow team, and hopefully it will do that once again this season. Since I used Electabuzz in Season 7, I have a pretty good idea of what to do with Electivire. Redirect hits, most of which will be neutral thanks to only having one weakness, redirect status moves that would otherwise cripple my offensive threats, and support its teammates with moves like Electroweb, Taunt, Thunder Wave, and Helping Hand. The main difference with Electivire is that if I need it to, it can hit quite hard as well on both the physical and special side of things. With my 6th pick, I took Alolan Sandslash. It was also part of that championship team in Season 7, mostly because of its incredible offensive stabs and the ability to turn into a sweeper with the snow thanks to Slush Rush. While it is a bit frail on the special side and has exploitable weaknesses, 2 of which are quad weaknesses, I think it's a no-brainer at only 15 points, and it's sure to surprise my opponents if I ever decide I want to go fast one week. By the time my next pick rolled around, I knew I would be trading Mienshao after the draft, so I wanted to ensure I could still get a Pokemon with Fake Out and Coaching. So I chose Hitmonlee, which I eventually traded for the slightly better Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan is a great supportive piece for Diancie as it can fake out the opponent to give it a turn to set up Trick Room. or punish a double protect with coaching or feint. It gets some other great utility options like Encore, Taunt, and Quick Guard, as well as some valuable attacking options like Drain Punch and Knockoff. And who knows, maybe one week I'll just run a Choice Banded Iron Fist set with Mach Punch and Bullet Punch. For my second to last pick, there were a couple of 10-pointers I had my eye on all draft long. My first choice would have been Bronzor, but it got taken just before my turn. So I went with my second choice, which was Trapinch. I think Trapinch actually has some great potential. It hits very hard and can pull some fun tricks with Arena Trap as well. Flygon is one of my favorite Pokemon, and while I wasn't able to fit it onto the team this season, Trapinch is close enough for me. And with my last pick and the last pick of the draft in general, I took maybe the most important member of the team, my second Terra Captain, and this season's mascot, Glastrier. Glastrier has some of the most incredible stats of any Pokemon and is perfect for a Trick Room team. In the right situations, it can definitely win entire games on its own. In the snow, its already monstrous defense gets a 50% boost. While its main stab option in Icicle Crash can be unreliable, it still hits very hard, and if I need to, I can just run Terra Ice Blast and nuke anything. It gets great coverage moves as well, with High Horsepower, Heavy Slam, Close Combat, and Crunch, just to name a few. I haven't run a Trick Room team since Season 5, so I'm really excited to see if I can still pilot one effectively. Additionally, this is my first time really using a weather team. The Week 1 match for the Crown Tundra Crystals will be uploaded on Monday, March 3rd. So check that out if you like this draft recap, and thank you for watching.